Hey guys, I know that you're probably expecting another episode of Coffee with Katelyn. Alright, so what is it called again? Crooks Coffee with Katelyn. Okay.
This is natural though. Like to start the episode like this is like hilarious.
Yeah, because this is reality. I have dog hair in my mouth.
Goodness gracious.
The reality is that I struggled with it. It was really hard for me to feel like I could come up with ideas every single week on things to talk about because I think, like most people, I feel like I don't have a lot of things to share. And so I figured that it would be easier if I brought someone on board with me. And most of you know this man, Kyle. He is the owner of Crooks Coffee, so we've decided to do a little spin on our Coffee with Katelyn, and we are now going to call it Crooks Coffee with Katelyn, so that we can have somebody else's insight, because it's just too much for me to do all on my own. I didn't want to give it up completely because I love doing it, and I know that you guys love it here. I figured that if I could bring somebody else on, that it would just make things flow a little bit easier. So, do you want to tell them a little bit about what we're doing?
Sure. For everybody who doesn't know, my name is Kyle. Our main goal in doing this is to get vulnerable, share what's going on with our lives, share maybe some hope, give back to the community, get involved with the community. Listen to dogs barking. Talk about change, talk about real life stuff, real life things that are going on. Laugh, joke, have fun. Me and Katelyn definitely enjoy each other's presence. We've known each other for a long time. We're also definitely going to interview people a couple times a month. We have a special guest 2 weeks from now that's actually visiting from Canada, and we're really excited about that. Kind of hear a little bit about her story and her travels through her life. We just want to have fun with it, talk, drink coffee, hang out with the dogs, and just kind of give you guys something to listen to and something to enjoy with your coffee in the morning or at night or your ride home from work or whatever you're doing when you're listening to it.
We just want to kind of give you guys a glimpse into our lives, and as we kind of mold and grow and change and the new opportunities that we have, like with the coffee and stuff, we want to share all of those things with you guys. And so, who knows, maybe one day we'll be able to interview one of you guys. I think that would be really cool to be able to have them on the show. A really good start. You guys, most of you know my story. Maybe Kyle could kind of give a little bit of a rundown of maybe how we became friends, how we met, and like how you've gotten to this point that you're at now on this lovely journey of life, and how you're sitting in the Long Boys in the House of Us living room, just like another member of the pack.
Sure. So I met Katelyn in Florida in 2016. She moved down there, wanted to start a new life. Kind of a little reason why I moved to Ohio, but I'll get to that. We had mutual interests that were dogs. I had Juice at the time, and she had Jack and Sally. We used to get them together every once in a while and hang out and, kind of figure life out. She was in a tough place in her life, and I was also in a tough place in mine. And we kind of picked each other up, helped each other out, talked and spent many nights trying to figure this whole life thing out, getting vulnerable. I can speak for myself that she's probably one of the first people in my life that I've ever gotten that vulnerable with. She knows things about me that nobody knows, which is a beautiful thing to have a friend like that in your life. She ended up moving back to Ohio. At the end of that year, I stayed in Florida, and I got kind of sick of living in Florida, the tourist lifestyle and just the hustle and bustle, and it's scorching hot 10 months a year, just sweating constantly all the time. So I decided to move up to Ohio. I wanted to try something new, start a new life. Like, I believe a lot of people talk about change and talk about things that they want to do and different avenues that they want to take, and they don't do it out of fear of, not having enough money, or maybe it won't work, or I'm not good enough, all those little things that we tell ourselves. So I just made a plan, packed up my car, and, flew Katelyn down here, and we drove up here with Juice, and here I am. And it's kind of crazy just to maybe shed some light on some people when things go bad. Like when I first got here, we drove 18 hours in a car. I was totally sleep deprived. Juice didn't really sleep at all on the car ride. Katelyn barely slept at all on the car ride. And I get to the house I was supposed to be renting, and it wasn't cleaned. It was dirty. It was not in a good neighborhood. And
that's kind of my fault.
I didn't see it. She saw it first, but I don't know.
But I FaceTimed him as I was touring it, and I was like, "Look, this is what it is. Like, it's not an amazing neighborhood, but it fits your needs, and it is what it is."
It was terrible. So I thought maybe I was just really tired and I needed to sleep on it. So I got a hotel for me and Juice for the night. I woke up the next morning and I was like, there's 0 chance I'm staying here. And the reality is that whole night I wanted to go back to Florida. I was like, I'm just going to pack up my car and leave. Like, this isn't working out for me. I wasn't meant to move here. I ended up reaching out to a friend, the same friend Katelyn stayed with when she moved back to Ohio before she got her house. And I ended up moving in with her. She has a deaf dog named Harley. He's an English setter. Juice gets along with him great. They love to play. If you see me in the Dogs and Other Unsolicited Advice fan group, I post videos of them all the time. She has a 15 and 13-year-old boy who, it's interesting to live with kids. I'm just being honest. I mean, I love them to death. They're awesome. But I've never lived with kids before, so the patience level that I've had to learn is something
and with Harley.
Yeah, and with Harley is something new. I mean, I have Juice is pretty good. He listens most of the time. I mean, he's been trained. He's got good recall. But after having a fenced-in backyard, his recall's kind of gone down a lot. And now I have another dog that doesn't listen to anything because he can't hear. But he's awesome. I mean, he's a good dog. He's just very skittish. And he's the perfect way to explain Harley. He's very sure about being unsure. It's just how he is. Mm-hmm. And I'm home all day because I work from home, so it's great. I get to spend time with the dogs and kind of build their bond. And, I help pick the kids up from, like today I picked the 15-year-old up from driving school and dropped him off. He's getting his license in a couple of months, which is cool. So it's a good experience to watch like young kids grow and to be men and, to help out my friend Chrissy, who I'm staying with anything that she needs around the house. And it's awesome, man. I came here and I didn't have a job. I kind of had a job lined up. It ended up not working out, and I wanted to take some time to explore the area and meet new people. And, I got involved in a softball league. We actually have a game tonight, playoff time, and just to meet people. I ended up acquiring a coffee company from my friend's wife that she wanted to sell, and it kind of all just worked out and the pieces, came together. It's been pretty awesome kind of going on that journey of, and working with Katelyn with, her dogs and making a whole line surrounded around them and donating to the Dogs and Other Unsolicited Advice Foundation. We're trying to build up a lot of things right now, one step at a time, and everything that we do, whether it's this or in business, we want to give back to something and support something. A lot of it for us is we want to help dogs and we want to help animals, which in turn helps people. I mean, listen, if somebody calls me and they're struggling with something in life and they don't have an animal, I'm not going to tell them no, like, hey, go get a dog, then I'll help you, But our main goal is to help people and their animals, because we know what it's like. I know she does. I know what it's like to lose a dog to a situation I've made in life, or through death, or whatever the case may be, is not being able to afford the vet bill. And it's an extreme pain that I hate to even think about. Juice is immortal. In my brain, that dog will never die. That's how I get through my days. Yeah. But it's a fun experience, and we're happy to share it with everybody, and and talk it out and laugh and joke and bring guests on. And we hope that it's something that you guys can enjoy, like I said, with coffee in the morning or at night, or, driving to work in the morning and just,
pop it on because it doesn't have to be on.
You don't have to watch us. You can just listen. I'd rather just listen than watch.
I totally understand that.
Totally get it.
So one of the things that I think is really cool about just this whole thing is like, and Kyle will never let me forget this, like he knew me before I was anything. Not that I'm anything now. I really struggle saying that I'm anything because I don't feel that way. But before we had the Facebook page and all that, like Kyle knew me when my life was complete and utter chaos. Even though I was clean, just not knowing how to like live without seeking outside attention or whatever. I've talked about it in some of my other vlogs. But so he's seen me like at I would say one of my darkest times other than using. And then to now be on this other side and to be able to get to experience that with him, because so often that doesn't happen when you, like, male and female friendships don't often, I think, really happen.
Sure.
In stay friendships. But like,
and it's usually the significant other who's not okay with it.
Right. And which is, yeah. But Jeffrey has welcomed Kyle since
day one.
Since day one. Like, I remember when I moved back up here and you helped me drive up, we went to like a Reds game or something.
Yeah.
Was that when that was?
Yeah,
it had to have been. And like they were best buds, and it was like I didn't even exist, and I didn't even like they didn't even need me there, and I was like, wait a second, like
she's my friend's wife.
Yeah, now I'm referred to as his friend's wife, even though like what? And so Jeffrey and Kyle play on the softball team together, and like he's more than just like my friend, like he's just part of our life. Kane, you're gonna spill. And it's just really cool to be able to get to do all these things with your best friend, to like, I was a little worried about us being in business together. I was like, oh, like, how is this gonna go? Because they always say, like, don't get in business with your friends. And so I was worried about it, but so far we've done well. And I think it's because we have the ability to call each other and say, like, you're stupid. Like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Like, anytime I come up with names for anything,
buddy.
He's like, shoots them down immediately. And
so bad.
While I think they're amazing, I guess I need a second set of eyes on my ideas. So I really appreciate having that. And like Jeffrey's at work all day, so with him working from home, like we can bounce ideas off each other, and it's just a really nice relationship to be able to have that. And I'm just super excited about like what's to come. Like I want to tell everybody like all the things we have planned, but
exciting.
We can't, right?
No, we can't. No.
Because it's gonna be massive.
Yeah. It's funny. Like I think about it a lot. And one day I'll tell my whole story, and it's actually on my bucket list. And I've been in some trouble in my life, and I've made some really questionable life decisions, and gotten in a lot of trouble and ran around the streets. And to think now that I own a small business and I'm on the board of a nonprofit foundation that helps people is like, right. If you told me that 3 months ago, forget 6 years ago, I would have told you you're absolutely insane. I would have bet the other way. But like,
sometimes just saying yes.
Yeah, it's
like, yes.
Yeah.
So often I feel like our immediate gut reaction to anything is like no.
Right.
And sometimes Jack disagrees with that statement. Saying yes is what got him into this situation with 4 other siblings.
Right.
But sometimes I feel like just saying yes is key, because so often we say no and then it shuts it down immediately. But you have no idea what the potential of anything is unless you take a chance.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta take a shot. Like,
we took a shot on this dum-dum.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm 29 years old, I'll be 30 next month. I'm at a point in life now where I have, like, nothing to lose. Like, we're working on something really, really big right now.
And I'm a little scared about it, and he keeps telling me, like...
Something that's going to be based in the area that we live in. It's, like, massive. And, like, is it something that could break us if it doesn't work? Maybe. But is the long game worth it? Yeah, without a doubt. I mean... Even if we failed in 3 years, I mean, we still have things to fall back on, and we still have, people that will help us and, pick us back up. But it's like, sometimes you just got to take a shot. That was me with moving here. Like, I was, even the days leading up to it, I was terrified.
Randomly, I would get messages like, I don't think I can do this. Kilo.
Yeah, I was terrified. Like, I didn't want to just move. I grew up in New Jersey until I was 23, and then moved to Florida, and lived there for 6 years and then came here. It's like, but you don't know unless you try. And honestly, I tell her all the time, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life was to move here. I mean, it looked like it's all just one thing after another. It continues to work out, and life's always going to show up. And
Kilo.
my car that I had kind of finally fell apart on me, and I think it was
You
the
got
trip.
it up here.
Yeah, I got it up here, and I think that was the trip that kind of, the straw that broke the camel's back, and I got a new car and figured it out, and you just
rolled with it.
You just gotta keep it moving, man.
Literally,
just keep,
keep it moving.
Dodging and punching. Life's a bad word that I'm not gonna say because kids could be watching this, but yeah, life's good though.
Mm-hmm.
Life's real good.
I think so. If you guys want to hear anything specific, which I know I say this often on like my first attempt at vlogging on my own. If you guys want to hear specific like topics that you would like to hear our thoughts on, please feel free to message me or Kyle, Crooks and Coffee, or just leave the comments on the video and we would love to get to them.
Oh yeah, they could like comment like questions and then we can look at them and then like the next time or two we can answer them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good idea.
It's a good idea, right?
I
have one idea.
One a year.
Do you want to give them a discount code?
Yeah. So if 1 second. Jack.
Why don't we make it Jack 15?
Okay. So if you guys want to, and we'll attach the link to the website and all that good stuff in the video. So if you want to go to crooksandcoffee.com, use the code JACK15, JACK15, you get 15% off your order on coffee. We have tons of different flavors, 12 and 8 ounce bags. We have non-flavored blends. If you like it a little darker, we have French roast, Italian roast.
We're dropping new flavors for the puppies.
Dropping new flavors for the puppies, hopefully in the next week or so. And any bag that you see, any item I should say in the store that you see that has a dog's face on it, every one of those things that's bought $1 gets donated to the foundation. Yeah.
And the foundation, like he said, helps people who their dogs need, let's say, ACL surgery and they don't have $4,000, but their dog needs a surgery. So because of your guys' kindness and generosity when it came to this guy getting his surgeries, we figured the only way that we can do anything good in life is to help give that back to you guys or whoever, some random person out in the universe that needs it. We've already helped 2 people, I think, with the foundation, and it's so fun when we get the little emails in that say, hey, like, you have a new application. It's so exciting to be like, yes, like, we get to give money away.
Yeah, the funny thing is like, I've been telling her, like, dude, we need to help somebody. Like, I want to help somebody. Like, let's figure this out. And some people, unfortunately, don't meet the criteria. Yeah. I mean, I wish we could just go from vet office to vet office and write checks, right. But it's not.
It doesn't work like that.
We have to follow some sort of guidelines in order to not be successful, but sustain our mission. Yeah. But yeah, we've got to help 2 people, and I think maybe another one's in the works right now. But yeah, it's like.
And it's so weird because like we legitimately, or I don't know about you, but me, I literally used to steal money from people.
Yeah, like I didn't. Yeah, give me your money. Now I'm like giving my money away.
Like here, have it.
Right, like sure, I'll donate.
Right.
But it's crazy.
It is very weird. But that's what's so exciting about it, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you guys. So that's why, like he said, we're going to give you that discount code of Jack15. Hopefully you can order some Crooks and Coffee to have with our next Crooks and Coffee video.
Cool.
Sally.
Cool.
Sally Girl's trying to say hi.
Cool.
So yeah, I hope that you guys are as excited about this as we are. I am super grateful that I won't be doing it alone anymore because it just feels, it's very hard to just talk into the camera by yourself. Look at this. I think this is why he's my friend, because my...
You alright?
Is that Sally okay?
Sally.
Because he's a dog freak like we are. So, thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you next week.
Stay well.